You walk into a space where nothing is shouting for your attention, yet everything feels intentional. The air feels lighter. The walls don't compete. The furniture doesn't beg to be seen. And somehow, without excess, without ornament, without noise, the entire space feels more powerful than rooms filled with decoration. This is not just open concept design. This is restraint turned into art. This is minimalism that moves. Welcome back to Homey Studio. Today, we are not walking from living room to kitchen to dining. We are gliding. We are drifting. We are allowing the camera, and your eyes, to travel the way the space was meant to be experienced, uninterrupted, fluid, continuous. No borders. No hard stops. Just one evolving atmosphere that shifts gently as you move through it. Because that is the magic of a minimalist open concept interior, it doesn't divide life into rooms. It composes life into one continuous experience. Where silence lives. The first feeling is silence. Not the absence of sound, but the absence of visual noise. The palette is restrained, soft whites, warm beiges, muted taupes, perhaps a whisper of stone gray, tones that don't demand attention but reward observation. The walls feel expansive, almost like a blank canvas, yet they are never empty. Their power lies in proportion. In how light grazes across them. In how shadows shift throughout the day. A low-profile sofa stretches horizontally, grounding the space without interrupting sight lines. Its fabric is tactile but subtle, linen, boucle, or soft cotton blend, inviting you to sit, but never overwhelming the architecture. The cushions are structured, not overfilled. The silhouette is deliberate. Nothing bulky. Nothing excessive. Every line horizontal, extending the width of the room, reinforcing openness. Across from it, instead of a heavy entertainment unit, there may be a slim floating console, almost hovering. Its clean geometry mirrors the cabinetry further beyond, creating a quiet visual conversation between elements that are physically apart yet stylistically united. This is where minimalism becomes choreography. Repetition of form. Echoes of material. Continuity of tone. The flooring runs uninterrupted beneath everything, wide planks of pale oak, or smooth micro-cement, or seamless polished concrete. No thresholds. No abrupt material changes. Just a continuous plane that carries you forward, guiding the eye naturally from lounge to island to table without announcing the transition. The sofa dissolves into the background, and something else begins to anchor the composition, an island. But it does not feel like a separate zone. It feels like an extension of the same philosophy. The art of restraint. The island stands sculptural yet understated. A waterfall edge in quartz or travertine. Or perhaps a monolithic block of matte stone, softened by subtle veining. It is not decorative. It is architectural. Its presence is strong because its detailing is quiet. Bar stools tucked beneath it, slim-framed, neutral upholstered, legs narrow and elegant. They do not compete with the form, they complement it. Their scale is carefully considered so they support the island without visually crowding it. Behind it, cabinetry disappears. Flat panel doors. No visible handles. Integrated appliances hidden within tall vertical planes. Even the refrigerator blends seamlessly into the wall, because minimalism here is about cohesion. When storage becomes invisible, space becomes breathable. Yet this is not sterile. It is warm. A wooden cutting board rests casually against the backsplash. A single ceramic bowl sits centered, holding green pears or lemons, not styled excessively, just enough life to soften the precision. Perhaps a branch in a matte vase introduces organic movement, breaking the linear rhythm with something slightly unpredictable. The dining table emerges naturally from the island's axis. Not placed as a statement piece, but aligned as part of a continuous flow. Its material may echo the flooring or contrast gently with it, pale oak against stone, or matte black against lighter tones. The chairs are sculptural but quiet, curved backs and slim legs, creating softness without ornament. Above, a single linear pendant stretches horizontally, mirroring the table below. It does not sparkle. It glows. Light diffuses gently downward, defining the dining zone without enclosing it. And because the ceiling remains uncluttered, recessed lighting minimal, no unnecessary fixtures, the vertical space feels expansive, almost weightless. This is the secret: minimalism in open concept is not about emptiness. It is about alignment. Movement without walls. As the footage shifts again, notice how nothing interrupts the eye. From sofa to island to table, sightlines remain open. Even decorative elements respect this rule. No tall cabinets blocking views. No heavy curtains cutting the perimeter. Instead, floor-to-ceiling windows frame the exterior like living artwork. Sheer drapery may soften the light, diffusing it into a gentle glow. Sunlight slides across the floor, touches the edge of the island, lands softly on the table, then stretches back toward the lounge. The entire space breathes with the day, textures become the language of variation. Because color is restrained, material carries emotion. The softness of upholstery. The cool smoothness of stone. The faint grain of wood. The subtle depth of plaster walls. Even the slight shadow gap between cabinetry panels becomes a design detail. In this kind of space, clutter is not just removed, it is designed against. Storage is hidden. Surfaces are curated. Objects are intentional. A stack of neutral-toned books. A ceramic vessel. Perhaps one sculptural chair slightly angled, creating movement within stillness. And yet, despite its calm, the space feels alive. Because open-concept minimalism reflects real living. Conversations flow from sofa to stool. Meals transition into lingering coffee moments without anyone needing to relocate. The architecture supports interaction. Notice the negative space around it. That emptiness is deliberate. It allows chairs to breathe. It allows light to circulate. It ensures the table does not feel trapped between zones but suspended within them. Negative space as luxury. Luxury here is not gold finishes or dramatic chandeliers. Luxury is space. Space to move. Space to think. Space between objects. Negative space frames everything. The gap between sofa and coffee table. The breathing room around the island. The distance from table to wall. These measured pauses create rhythm. Even the ceiling participates. It may be slightly higher than standard, enhancing openness. Or perhaps beams run subtly across it, painted the same tone as the ceiling so they define structure without dominating it. Acoustic softness matters too. Rugs dampen echoes. Upholstery absorbs sound. The space remains calm even when full of life. And as we continue drifting, the boundaries blur even further. The living zone does not end, it evolves. A reading chair might sit near a window, angled toward the rest of the space but slightly independent. A slim floor lamp arcs overhead, its form echoing the linear pendant above the table. Repetition without redundancy. The island, once a focal point, now feels like part of the background as the eye adjusts to the table beyond it. This fluid shift of dominance is what keeps the open concept dynamic. Nothing stays the hero forever. Attention rotates gently. The power of less. Less furniture. Less color. Less ornament. But more intention. More clarity. More coherence. Minimalist open-concept interiors demand discipline. Every addition must justify its presence. If a piece does not serve function or elevate form, it does not enter the space. Even decor follows this rule. Instead of multiple small items, there may be one larger sculptural piece. Instead of layered wall art, perhaps a single oversized canvas in muted tones, anchoring the entire visual field without fragmenting it. The beauty lies in proportion. The sofa's length relates to the island's width. The table's scale responds to the ceiling height. The cabinetry aligns precisely with wall edges. Nothing feels accidental. And still, the flow remains uninterrupted. From the comfort of the seating area to the functionality of the kitchen to the intimacy of the dining table, there is no jarring transition. Only progression. Imagine hosting here. Guests move freely. Some lean against the island. Others sit at the table. Someone relaxes on the sofa. Conversations overlap. Laughter travels across the entire space without obstruction. The architecture becomes a facilitator of connection. Minimalism does not mean absence of warmth. It means clarity of purpose. It means that when life happens, cooking, dining, relaxing, the backdrop enhances rather than competes. The entire composition reveals itself as one cohesive landscape. Horizontal lines stretch across. Vertical elements punctuate gently. Materials repeat. Tones harmonize. The result is balance. And balance is what makes open concept minimalism timeless. Because trends may change. Colors may shift. But proportion, alignment, and restraint, these remain powerful. It is about light moving across surfaces. It is about furniture that supports rather than dominates. It is about materials that whisper instead of shout. Minimalist open concept interiors teach us something deeper, that less distraction allows more presence. More conversation. More connection. More awareness of texture, light, and proportion. And maybe that is the true luxury. If this kind of space speaks to you, if you find yourself craving calm over chaos, cohesion over clutter, then you already understand the power of restraint. Thank you for drifting through this space with me. If you felt the quiet confidence of this design, if you could imagine yourself living within these seamless transitions, then you are exactly where you need to be. This is not just minimalism. This is intentional living shaped by architecture. And I'll see you in the next one.